there's one side of Revelation interpretation which says that all John did was go back to the Old Testament, use the imagery of the Old Testament, and basically tell the gospel story in apocalyptic language and in code to kind of hide the fact that what he was talking about. You might find that amongst some millennials or some preterists to kind of have that reading. Then you've got on this other side, you got people who think what he sees is the future tribulation, the 7 year tribulation, and he's getting this window into this 7 years, and it starts in chapter four, and they say, which we showed was not correct, that the rapture happens in chapter 4 when John is called up. We showed that's not the rapture. Remember that. You can go back to the chapter 4 study if you want to see the argument for that. And all the way through to the end of this book, they basically, these are the events of the tribulation. Right? Now, that's how some people read it, but it's actually a little bit more complicated because what John has actually seen is a series of visions, and these visions actually jump all over the place and actually have great application in different periods. We saw last week and the week before when we got into chapter 6, remember we had that discussion with Ryan, that what's happening in this chapter could very easily apply to the destruction of Jerusalem, which may have been future from when John wrote this, depending on when he wrote it, or it may have been in the past if he wrote it in AD 90, in the future if he wrote it in like AD 65, or it depends where he wrote it, right? But we're going to see as we go through, this is not a series of linear events, it's a series of visions that he sees.